And we are live, Coach Bryant. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hits and Heels. My name is Coach Terri Bryant, and my husband and I are middle school football coaches. He made me a football coach. We created Hits and Heels because I want to have a voice as a football coach. And my co-host and my former co-host, Danny Wright, was also coaching football. And so there's not too many female football coaches. And so we just thought that maybe we just bring something different to the airways as far as podcasts. And so now I have kind of grandfathered my my sexy man, who is a great co-host, onto the thing. And today we don't have a guest, but we may have some people jump on, hopefully, if they're available. But we got a lot to talk about, Coach Bryant. We haven't been on here a while. Just me and you.
You and I.
You and I.
You and I. Okay.
So let's start off here. Well, congratulations on your win.
Yes, we're 2-1 Bryant Station High School baseball. A little hit here and there with 3-0, but 2-1. Young man Sammy pitched a great game. We won 1-0. We played Frankfurt. Right, Frankfurt. Okay, and if I messed that up, I apologize, because it's Franklin County and Frankfurt. Correct.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was Western Hills.
No, it's 3 schools.
Oh, they have 3 high schools. Oh, I did not know that. Frankfurt, Franklin County,
yes,
and Western Hills.
Yeah, because one of them, Western is the third one.
Okay.
They just got.
I did not know that.
Yes, Franklin County, and Frankfurt. I know I'm right about that.
Okay.
And then Western Hills is the third one up that way. So it's three high schools up that way. So
I did not know that.
So very good game. The governor's son actually pitched against us today. He's a sophomore.
Oh,
yeah,
Brashear's son.
Yeah.
Okay, was the former Brashear there, the grandfather there at the game? Oh, you would know.
So many people just around.
Oh, gotcha.
So
you didn't know. Gotcha. Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You love football. I mean, you love football, but you love baseball.
I love baseball. Because baseball is a lot of technique and understanding the game and how to hit, and it's a hard game to play. It really is. It's a mental hard game to play. Not to saying that other sports are not. I'm not saying that. But the hardest thing about baseball, I say it all the time, Coach, is, the umpire calls a pitch here a strike.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go sit down.
I'm going to give you some room in here, Coach Bryant.
Okay. Then you go sit down.
Yeah.
And you wait 10, 15 minutes. Then you get back on the field and you're out there playing defense. And that same pitch he called you out on. Because of ball.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And with a lot of people.
And then sometimes it's boring because you're sitting down in the outfield. You might not ever get a ball hit to you.
And then you finally get one hit to you. So mentally, you got to stay in the game because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't just flow. It's herky-jerky. So anyway, we play Mountain Southern tomorrow at their field tomorrow. And so looking forward to that.
Okay. So I don't really like to do a lot of the high school because our guy, Lavelle Martin, does a great job of doing that.
Lavelle shot this.
Lavelle does a great job doing it, and so does Big Things Kentucky. So for those of y'all that if you coming on and you expect to hear some of the local stuff because we do live in Lexington, Kentucky, I'm asking you to tune in to Big Things Kentucky. They do a great job of
I do sneak it in now.
Every once in a while you do sneak it in, absolutely. But I don't do it on my show because I recommend people going to watch Big Things Kentucky or and Lavelle Martin on his page does a great job. He teams up with another with another gentleman, and they've covered actually the Sweet 16 that's going on right now. But there was a big upset today, wasn't it?
Well, no, you just told me.
Yeah, my girl Kiva. So I was having dinner with Kiva, and her nephew plays for the team that Jeffersontown, and they upset
St. X.
And St. X, I think, was the number 1 seed.
Yeah, they was the number 1 team in the state for a long time. I don't know if they finish that way. I think they did.
Right.
Because Greg
And I think
Clawson
she
was
said they were
number
number
2.
one. Yeah.
And so that was it.
So I think that was a big
I don't
upset.
know. Did my Bowling Green Purples win?
I have no idea.
They played today.
Did they play today?
They played
Well, we can pull it
earlier
up right
today.
now, Coach Bryant.
You know,
Because I'm sorry, I leave that to Big Things Kentucky and Lavelle Martin and all them. They you know, they cover all the local high school
right.
scores and stuff like that. We, you know, here on Hits and Heels, we kind of touch on more stuff that I like women's basketball and tackle football. So I was coaching women's tackle football. And so I love promoting their season's getting ready to start, or our season's getting ready to start for women's tackle football. And so that was another reason why I really like my podcast, because most people are not going to cover women's tackle football, and most people don't even know that women's tackle football even exists. Right. Coach Bryant, what was your reaction when you heard that I was getting ready to coach a women's tackle football team? Because it's hilarious.
No, I mean, I wasn't that shocked. I was more surprised and shocked of the intensity that these ladies have. You know, I think the first time we got there, I'm used to not a lot of French words talking about when, you know, I'm coaching.
Right.
So I'm standing there.
Because you're used to coaching young men. Or they're kids, so they're and they're not supposed to be cussing anyway. Women. Yeah, right.
So I mean, but you know, a lot of their sizes is like males. I mean, they're small and they're quick. Yeah. And then you forget, because they're being very competitive. Yeah. And then for that moment, you forget that they're ladies.
And that they're grown women.
They're grown women with jobs.
Yeah, and children and grandchildren and families and
all of a sudden you hear mother, oh, never mind. You know, and the overall intensity level is something to be beheld. And we're talking about the Louisville,
the Derby City Dynamite
out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And now, what do y'all play at again? At home games.
At Holy Cross High School.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's really something. If you hear our voices and you want to watch it, it's very entertaining.
It's very entertaining.
Very competitive. So it's exciting. And in the first game is when it's coming up in April, right?
Yeah, I should have brought the schedule up here. I think it's like April 22nd, something like that.
22nd. Okay. I like it.
So yeah. So okay, so Mr. Coach Bryant, what else we got going? Do you want to go NFL? Because what did you think about Russell Wilson going to the Giants? And did you know that this is getting ready to be the first time the Giants have a black quarterback ever? And they got 2.
No.
Jameis Winston.
Oh, that's right. Winston's on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think that Russell went based on who wanted him.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, and I mean, I don't really think he chose his NFL team. I think his NFL team chose him.
Okay.
You know, and so
why do you think that? So why do you think that the Steelers didn't keep him?
You know, I would love to find that out. I mean, I would love to figure out some inside information. And I think I need to work on that, because I thought he was steady. I mean, he had a very good one passing game, threw the ball a lot. But the Pittsburgh Steelers is known by running the ball, you know, with the bus and what was the running back's name? Bale. And back in the day, God rest his soul, Franco Harris, you know, and Rocky Blair, right? Yes, number 20. I thought that that's what they was looking for, is get running backs behind Russell, and Russell don't have to win the game.
So who did they have? Just Najee Harris? And Najee left.
And he did?
I think Najee left too.
Oh, okay.
Y'all have to forgive me. So as much as I love the football, we got a very busy schedule, and so we don't never use a script on here. We literally are just busy, and we just get on here and just talk like we're as if y'all are not on here. Basically, you guys kind of just get to sit hear our pillow talk when we're just sitting at home and kind of just catching up on things, and then we allow y'all to kind of just listen in on stuff unless we have a special guest on stuff. But we love catching up on stuff. But yeah, but I didn't check on that back end.
Well, I mean, just go ahead. But to answer your question, going back to your question, it has a lot to do with, I thought he fit what he's able to do at his age.
Okay.
Okay, and that's hand the ball off, throw it when you need to.
Yeah.
But I mean, his salary is nice.
I mean,
so in the NFL,
but isn't the Broncos still paying him though?
And I think they're paying a percentage. Yeah, it's sort of like, I never forget when Vernon Davis left the 49ers and went to the Washington Redskins. So we got rid of Vernon Davis,
right?
But we still paid 80% of the salary.
Gotcha.
So
that is so funny to me on how all that works.
You know, money is the NFL.
Oh, absolutely.
Money is 100% the NFL. So
okay, so I know we'll talk about the draft later on, but what do you think about Shedeur and his draft status? They keep going back and forth. Like 1 minute he's gonna drop out, and the next minute he's top 5.
I mean, what do you think?
I have no idea. I don't know what to think. You know, I think that he's a winner, and I think his pedigree helps. And something came out the other day that said that he broke the record for the most accuracy in like 60 years or something like that, as far as his accuracy.
Well, I mean, he spent a lot of time, I guess the term would be, on his side, his back, because he got sacked a lot.
He did.
And following up on what you're saying there, Coach, is this. I think he can play. I mean,
I think he can play.
To me, he checks all the boxes.
Yes.
And so people's opinion gets on the radio, and you've heard me say that before. When I was in high school, I was on the radio.
Right.
I had an opinion, and people took my opinion. But at that time, I'm 15, 16, 17 years of age.
Yeah.
So I think wherever he lands, he will be successful. I hope he gets with a team where he does not have to be the starter, and he can learn NFL. And I think that he's 1 year or 2 years out of being an NFL starter. I mean, you know, and the haterness that takes place out there based on his dad. I mean, people.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
You can't take away from his dad.
You can't, and I don't understand the level of hate against Deion, because he's a great player and he does great things. He was a great as a commentator. He was a great as a youth football coach. He's been great as a college football coach.
Right.
So I'm not understanding where I'm just not really understanding where the level of hate is. I wish somebody would kind of help me to understand that part, because I really, really don't understand that part of it. So what do you know?
I mean, that's, to me, that's where it comes down to. You know, is whatever team, I hope the right team picks him, that he fits in their program, because it makes a difference to get on that right team. Yeah. And then you can do your thing. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So we had our flag football, our girls flag football camp this past Saturday.
Yeah.
And I thank you for coming and supporting me.
Oh, no problem. I mean, those little ladies, and when I first got there, I thought I was in the wrong place, because it was cheerleading.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just more than flag football. Yeah. It was cheerleading. And
they went before us.
Yeah. And the boys came out, flag football. And, you know, we had college coaches, you know, and that situation. Speaking of that. Right on time. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to bring in my guy, Coach Carlos Collins.
What's going on, good people?
What's up? Thank you for coming on.
But you know, like I said, I thought it was nice, because from a coaching perspective, looking out, and I give the props to you ladies. Let me say this before we ask questions. what those ladies did, it looked very, very organized. Talking about your team and their drills, well organized.
Well, Carlos and Kiva came up with the drills.
Right, but for them to do it, what I'm saying,
right. They did a good job of executing. Yeah, they did a good job of executing.
Very good job, and that makes people come back because you do it once, and if it ain't organized, I've done this my whole life. People come back, and I thought you did a very good job, coach, and everybody chipped in, and yourself, and I was a fan up in the stands and enjoyed watching it.
So everybody, so this past Saturday, Kentucky held its first girls flag football camp. Thankful to the Building Lives Through Sports Network and Dr. Anthony and Ryan Montgomery and this gentleman right here, Coach Carlos Collins. Coach, welcome to Hits and Heels, and thank you for coming on. So tell us about what your take of the camp.
My take of the camp was it was fun. I was like, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was more excited about the girls portion this year because we've been doing the guys portion for like the last 5 years. But to bring something new and innovative, that's always been my niche, is to go against the grain and do something different. And the girls flag was just, to me, it was eye-opening, and it was a great sight to see, just because of the excitement that the girls had, the excitement that your team had participate, which I greatly appreciated, and the excitement that the coaches had that was doing the drills and talking to the girls and stuff like that, because it's something that is growing within the world, and it's something that we're trying to bring new to Kentucky. But it's also creating opportunities for girls to have an opportunity to go play a sport in college that probably 5, 6, 7 years ago they probably thought was never possible. So now it's another opportunity that we like to create, to take advantage of, because we're all about opportunities. I've always been about opportunities, and people know me. I'm a girl dad. I got 3 girls. And they all student athletes. I mean, I got 2 playing college soccer right now. But anything I could do to upstart the female generation, I'm gonna do it. And that's why I was more excited about the girls flag and the excitement. And on top of that, we had college coaches out there. First time ever, being a trailblazer, but we had college coaches out there, which, and me doing this as long as I've done it, it's never happened. We've never had like college coaches be present the first actual, initiation camp of a certain aspect, which, kudos to everybody that was involved. So like I said, I was just more excited about that part.
Yeah, I was definitely hyped. I was hyped with the weather. I mean, it's like all the stars aligned. The weather was perfect. It wasn't cold. It wasn't hot. It wasn't raining.
Right.
It wasn't snowing. And everything just kind of just worked itself out. I think the highlight to me was definitely seeing the excitement in my team, the Derby City Dynamite, and how much fun that they had, and they're hyped and they're all excited for the next win. And we're trying to figure out how we can do more. I don't think we can't wait till next year. Again, we've got to figure out how to get some more camps in before that, so that because we just had a good time and the opportunity. Now, I know we can't mention names, but didn't we actually have some girls actually get an offer?
Yeah, actually, a girl from Withrow High School got offered today from, what school was it? This school, I can't remember.
Mount Olive, I think.
Yeah, Mount Olive. And I know, so it was another girl. I think she had an offer. She got an offer. She either had an offer, got an offer from Campbellsville, and what other school she had. But no, we had
Lindsay Wilson. Yeah, because I read her. She was the one that had the little glasses on, and she had offers from. She had those 2 offers. Yes.
Yeah, but it was a lot of interest from the coaches that was out there, because, like, they were telling us, and they told you, they told me as well, that first of all, they didn't know where Kentucky was, and they was more excited about we bringing them to Kentucky Arena to show girls that they might not have known unless they came to the showcase. So that opens up their eyes to go back to their staff and say, hey, there's some child in Kentucky as well that we might need to, recruit continue to recruit to help build these rosters, because right now, with a lot of these new colleges out there, everybody's trying to build their rosters. And sometimes, most of the time right now, is they going to stay in their little bubble. But we all know we've been around college sports for a lot of years. You got to go outside your comfort zone and go outside your state to find them gyms that's going to get you over the top to win you championships. So, like I said, I was proud to, first of all, to get them out there and see that we do have talent in Kentucky. And I was, proud to see these girls compete, because they was competing.
They were
The one
competing.
drill the one drill we used to, we did with the shuttle, and they kind of tweaked it a little bit, which was good. Man, they was trying to a couple of times they trying to run each other over just
Right.
to get to the finish line, which is what coaches want to see. They want to see competitiveness. 'Cause they always think girls is, kind of finesse and don't compete. Look, girls they can get feisty and gritty just like the guys can. So that was good for them to see that. And I think that's why, some of the girls walked away with a lot of interest, and a couple of them walked away with offers because of the competitiveness of what they seen out of the girls.
And I love the energy from the Derby City Dynamite too,
Yeah.
that helped to ignite that and to have them cheering on each other. And I think that was just definitely the key to that. But kudos to you and Kiva. I just had dinner with Kiva, and just kudos to y'all about with the drills that you guys came up with. The organization was absolutely outstanding. I like the even with Ryan. I love the before that the whole registration part,
Yeah,
and then
the
they were
tour.
able to do a tour of the whole
Yeah.
campus and stuff like that. So before, when we did it, we didn't do a campus tour, and then so there was lots of girls that were actually became interested in college because of just doing the tour, that they
Yeah.
might not have been interested in college before. So I thought that was just really, really good. Now, can you give us some more background about you, because you also have you also help a lot of people, especially little boys, with recruiting process. You help families with the recruiting process. And where did you go to school at?
Hey, man, right there in that big blue nation. I play ball at University of Kentucky. I help I help build that facility they got going on right now, along with your husband right there. We all did it. We we need to get that the NCAA back pay money that they give out right now. Some of that revenue share that's coming.
Hey, it's a nice revenue share, ain't it though?
I know.
So you don't fall, so you're too old to fall into that revenue shit, that back pay.
Man, I wish I wasn't. Man, but it's all good though. But no, I got a nonprofit organization called P2P, and what we do is we assist families in the recruiting process, the recruiting game, along with all the changes going on in NCAA to make sure the families are not getting pointed in the wrong direction because of the way NCAA is right now. You got people out here telling them, giving them bad information, and the people at the end of the day, the people who lose out on it is the kids. So we've been doing that for probably 14 years now. Also with that, I do my 7-on-7 team that we travel across the United States playing different tournaments with major exposure against, top level competition in front of the medias, and along with doing, college camps. Me and Ryan do college camps or bus tours, what we call bus tours, to also give kids exposures and talk to coaches and build relationship with coaches. So, it gets to the point where they can make an honest and true decision that's best benefit them in the long run. So I do, I keep my hand in as much as I possibly can, because I don't want anybody to go through the long process to happen with me, because when I came out of high school, I was blessed and lucky. I'm going to say I was blessed and lucky to get a scholarship from Kentucky, because I passed my ACT, SAT test too late. And I was fortunate enough that, Coach Carey reached out to me when I passed my test and said, "Hey, we've been waiting on you, to pass your test to give you a scholarship." So, but I don't want nobody to have to go through the same hills and valleys and everything I had to go through now, because with today's, like I said, landscape of NCAA recruitment, when it comes to transfer portals and JUCOs, and the opportunity for these kids sometimes can be limited with the window. So I want to make sure they're prepared from top to bottom. So when the coach says, "Hey, we want to give you the opportunity to come to this university," they feel confident to doing that versus not having all their ducks in a row, because the longer you wait 2 days, they're gonna move on to somebody else. So we got to prepare these kids to make sure they check all the boxes and, take advantage of when the opportunity is there.
Well, and my thing is, I don't think people, I hope they are hearing you, because right now with the portal makes it even tougher for high school kids.
Right.
Because a lot of people went in. I think it was over how many yesterday that went in?
700.
700 plus. And that's been real tough for high school kids.
Yeah.
Especially like you said, quoting you is ducks in a row. Getting ready, make sure, leave no doubt. The academic part, the paperwork,
Right.
Taking the test, just doing. That's pretty nice, and what you're doing in your organization.
No, I appreciate that, and my biggest thing is collab with as many people as we possibly can, because the more voices they hear, hopefully the quicker it resonates with the families and the players. Because at the end of the day, we might say different things, but we're saying the same thing, and they might get it. Some kid or parent might get it different, but it's still saying the same thing. So I take pride in collabing myself with, Ryan Montgomery, Bill Laundry Sports, with Terri, with James out of Cleveland. Everybody is, that we work with. Man, we all family. We all got the same goals, same vision to make sure that they take advantage of what's out there. And like you said earlier, with the transfer portal, and that's just basketball. So basketball right now, today is like it's at 1,200 players.
Woo.
March Madness go, you know what's going to happen. As soon as somebody people leaves this weekend, hey, I've been on portal, so numbers going to keep jumping. And we talking about basketball, you only got 15 on the roster.
Right.
So it's real finicky right now. And when it comes to football, they still got their hard number roster on the football team. So man, it's so complicated right now. And I tell parents and kids right now, if you got a school that loves you, no matter what level it is, you got to take advantage of it. Because school is school. Free is free. And
Free
kids
is
talking
free.
about,
free.
it's school free. Yeah. The kids talking about, I got coach, I'm D1. I get that part. But the reality right now, D2 is pretty much the FCS version of D1 right now.
Right.
So right now, I tell players, if you want to play ball, well, you got two choices. Either go to a school and be a cheerleader, or go to a school where you get some reps. Which one you want to do? Because you can always go to school, build a resume, which is very important when it comes to transfer portal anyway. Build a resume and get yourself a promotion once you earn that promotion. But these kids, man, everybody got, and they're not just kids, the parents too. And I get it. You have, hopes, wishes, and dreams. Your kid going D1 and being on TV every Saturday. Everybody plays on TV now. There's too many ESPNs and streaming apps and everything that you can watch your kid every Saturday. Matter of fact, Tuesday through Saturday, because they got games on Tuesdays now. So that's why I tell man, look at the whole perimeter. If the school fits you and it gives you opportunity to get on the field your first or second year, hey, take a look at it. Because football is football. Uniforms is uniforms. I've been in some D2 schools, their facilities better than some D1s. I'm talking about indoors and everything. So that's why I just tell people, man, just take a look at the whole big picture and don't fall in love with, different trinkets of, popularity when it comes to social media, Instagram, and all that stuff, man. And so I didn't mean to rant a little bit, but I get passionate about this.
Perfect.
No, I mean, you gotta get the point to some people from A to Z, and that's never rambling when you're giving people free information that will help their kid, their child. So that's pretty good, Coach.
What is the biggest? I know you mentioned that part, but what is probably maybe the top two, maybe even top three issues that parents are not getting that they really, really need to understand about the recruiting process?
How important academics is one. That's the top with me, because they rely too much on the school to help their kid out when it comes to academic piece and make sure they're NCAA required. But you gotta understand, some of these counselors and teachers, they don't understand the NCAA requirements. Plus, you gotta think about if you got some counselors that have regular students and student athletes on their roll. NCAA students got two different, a different set of rules versus regular students. So unless you, as a parent, are more involved in the academic piece, is going to make it a longer road than possible. And the second part is, I've seen parents waste a lot of money. They do, going to irrelevant camps, going to it's different places that it's not worth it or it's not beneficial to your kid, because the main thing why we do our bus tour and the main reason we go to certain places is because we have a relationship with coaches. So when we show up, we get the VIP treatment. We get the 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 locker room assignments. We get to walk around the campus. We get coaches put in special rooms and talk to them away from everybody else. So when we go out on the field, just not to brag, but when we go to camps, we on the field with the coaches while going through drills and stuff. So we can politic with our players based on the relationship we got with the coaches and say, hey, you might want to take a look at such and such. And that's the thing that I try to tell parents is, if you go to a camp and you don't have a relationship with a coach, man, you just donate money to get a T-shirt. So you travel all that money, spend all that all that time and effort to get a $40, $50 T-shirt. Man, you can do that anywhere. So my biggest thing is, consult with people who's in the camp world who can help you navigate what you need to get to, to make sure you get work. Because I've seen people waste college tuition, for going on the camp circuit for unknown reason.
Right.
Because it's about, I went to Alabama's camp, I went to Ohio State's camp. For what? They're not even recruiting you. You ain't you haven't got anything from them. And everybody understands that, Coach, I got an invite. Man, you're on the mailing list. Everybody's on the mailing list. They send it out to everybody.
Right.
So that's the top two things I see is money being wasted, and then the academic piece that is lacking with parents being in the involvement. Because people, the realization now when it comes to the roster spots, and I try to explain this to the parents, is it's up to the coach's discretion if they want to renew your scholarship or how much they want to renew your scholarship. So that can be, I'm gonna renew, state giving you, I'm gonna give you 70% because I can do that as a coach. So now you got 7% scholarship. Where the other 30% gonna come from? Are you gonna take a student loan out, or if you got your academics together, you can go get outside scholarships, which my wife does an excellent job of doing that. You go get an outside scholarship and some other scholarships that help balance it out to zero again. So it's just more about understanding the academic piece, but getting involved when it comes to your kids' education, but also understand that how you gotta be aware of what's going on with your student athlete when it comes to the scholarship realm now.
Okay, so I know during our recap with our team, there was an issue about Kentucky coaches showing up to the boys' camp.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Like, what does that look like? Because Ryan had someone on there and he talked about just how in other states that they just show up, and I just kind of was disappointed that we didn't have a lot of Kentucky coaches show up. And then I'm gonna be honest, too, that I had a friend that I was like, hey, is your son coming? He was like, well, the Under Armour camp is next week. I said, well, won't this camp kind of help, if he goes and competes, kind of build up his confidence for him to go to the other camp? And then he kind of came at me like our camp was maybe beneath him because his son was going to the Under Armour camp. And so I kind of felt some type of way about that, because again, I'm like, okay, but if he's not getting recruited nowhere else, why do you think that the Under Armour camp is going? And then how come they don't understand the fact that it's go places so to prepare you for the bigger camps?
Right.
Like our showcase camp would have helped you to be like, okay, if you ball out at that camp because you think that it was beneath you, okay, then that would have given you some leverage and some confidence going into a bigger camp. And I didn't understand that. So I know I just threw two things at you.
I got you. So Kentucky coaches, this is the first time in like 5 years we haven't had any Kentucky coaches, which is a disappointment, because if I'm a player or a parent, or if I'm a player and my coach is not there to watch me work out, to show them I'm trying to get better for the fall, you know, that's kind of like a slap in the face to me. And as a parent, and I don't see my son's high school coach out there. What am I supposed to think about the coach? And what am I supposed to think about, you know, what do you think about my son? You know, when it comes down to it in the long run. So for me, it's a disappointment because, first of all, you're misrepresenting the state because it's a Kentucky camp, it's Kentucky players, and some of your football players. Why don't you show up and support and do what you need to do as far as showing? And you ain't got to be part of the camp. Just show your face. There wasn't no Kentucky coaches there. And the good thing about
there was one. Coach
I mean,
Hawkins
I know
was in Clay, yeah.
Yeah. All right, man.
But he was just there to show his face. He wasn't there to participate in the camp.
Yeah. I do remember Hawkins. But the good thing about us, our relationship with Zach Carr and some of the coaches from Detroit is they do stuff on the fly. Like we've been doing, like they've been rocking with us for like 5 years. So anything we need, any adjustment we need, hey, they're gonna let Los, we got y'all. Don't worry about it. We're gonna make sure it happens. Which I mean, it's good. It's good in a good way because we make sure we execute the camp the way we want to execute the camp. But it's bad because we gotta go outside our state, get people to help support your kids in your own state, which is ridiculous to me. Because I'm from Ohio. I mean, originally I'm from Ohio, and if we did something like this in Ohio, I can call 5 or 6 of my dudes I roll with. They end up playing college ball. Hey, Los, you need help? Come on, let's go. So, but I think it's just more, and that's just me personally. I just more of an ego thing around here. Like it's too many egos around here. Everybody wants to, say I did it versus saying we did it. And that's the thing that really hurts me is because there's so much separation amongst us as African Americans when it comes to trying to help these kids that the kids get hurt in the long run. Because now you got kids getting pulled 17 different ways, and now kids don't know who to trust. Which, now kids like, oh, should I trust him? Oh, should I trust him? But he told me this. And now the kids walking around like a chicken with his head cut because he don't know which way to turn. And that's why, like, it's to me, it's more of a disappointment than anything that some of these coaches, man, just stuck in their ways, man. They are. And I hate that. I do. That's why I don't coach in JCPS that's one of the reasons I don't. But also it's the reason I'm passionate about what I do. And I do what I do because I know kids need help. Kids need direction. And I'm blessed enough to say, hey, whatever shoes you're trying to get in, I've been in them. I got a resume to say, hey, you want to get here? I can show you how to get here. You want to get there? I can show you how to get here. If you want to get this way, I can show you how to avoid that way to get the right way if we need to go. Because I've been there. So that's the edge I have on a lot of people is because I've been I've been on every level, so I can tell you the ins and outs and do's and don'ts. And that's why, I've been doing as long as I have and been blessed to be successful as long as I have. Who's the other question? I forgot about the Under Armour thing. I got you.
Okay.
So the person that told you about the Under Armour thing, I'm not saying he made a mistake, but he missed out because me and Ryan know the guy at the Under Armour they're going to. He's one of the coaches. And he came back to Kentucky to take a job at Owensboro. So all we got to do is pick up the phone and call him and say, hey, man, this dude bought out of the camp at Kentucky State next week. Look out for him this week. Because I got 2 of my players going to Under Armour this week. Guess what? You think I made a phone call already about them?
Right.
That's when people make a mistake is you don't know the person who they know. They know somebody else that can get you in because Under Armour is the same way. Rivals the same way. You go to Rivals, there'll be 1,000 kids out there. Unless you know somebody that can get you over the hump, to get you to the one-on-ones and everything, you're not getting there. Not unless you go out there and run a 4.2, a 4.3. Other than that, they're going to tell you run your 40. That's it. See, appreciate you. I know it's free, but you still spent time, money, gas, and whatever to get there. It's all about who you know, who they know. And trust me, Ryan knows a lot of people. I know a lot of people, but Ryan knows a lot of people. So, it's about networking, man. It's networking and taking advantage of your resources. And to sit there and say, I don't think this camp's going to be good enough if my kid's going to Under Armour. Reps is reps. If it's something he could have worked on, we could have fixed it. I could have fixed it. I'm a DB guy. I could have wanted, hey, man, you need to try this technique. It might help you out for next week, stuff like that. But no, these parents, man, just it's about popularity. I went to Under Armour camp. I went to Rivals camp. So what'd you do? Ah, man, he just ran. He ain't do nothing else? Nah, man, I guess he wasn't good enough. I wonder why. It's a strategy and rhyme and reason how they do that stuff down there. We know how they do it. So, yep, he should have came because I'm pretty sure if he ain't that guy, he gonna go down there and come right back from Nashville. Where's he going? Nashville? It is Nashville.
Nashville, yes, Nashville.
He gonna go down to Nashville and turn around, and come right back. So,
Oh, what's your take on that? Because Ty didn't do a whole lot of camps.
No, he didn't. He did. He went to a lot of the university camps
yeah,
with the schools that he
was interested in,
in.
or that was interested in him.
Yeah,
right.
They had to show him love. And I like, Carlos, what you said about reps are reps. And that's what people don't get, and then the false idea that one is better than the other. No, they're not. I remember going to, Ty went to a camp in Indianapolis.
The Mid America.
Right. So when we get there, I'm sitting there looking and I go, ain't this the Warren Central High School in Indianapolis people running this camp?
Yep.
There was college coaches there. It was really one high school.
Right.
That it was running the camp. And so a lot of the times that they put out was wrong. But the problem is when you go to that camp and you run that 40, a lot of time they don't circulate that information all over.
Mm-hmm.
But if you worked on it like you were talking about, a camp before, if you think this is a big profile camp, learn how to make twists, how to turn. Because most camps, you're doing one-on-one. Like
Right.
you said, you got the blueprint. I got the blueprint. We did it. This is what you do. And maybe your high school doesn't teach one-on-one. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of high school play zone. Right? And then when they get in these camps, it's one-on-one.
That's it.
And you go there and the kid ain't got no hips because he didn't go to, if you will, your camp, and you're like, okay, you need to work on this. You need to drop step here. So why aren't you baseball willing? Why are you opening up here? And I like how you put that, but that is so true. I mean, the more reps you get, the better you're going to be. The
Yeah.
more you get, I mean, because it's all about technique.
That's all it is. But y'all, I mean, I will say this though. Y'all was fortunate enough to be in a high school where a coach had real good relationships with college coaches. But McPeak was really honest with the college coaches. Say, okay, I know this kid can fit your university, or his kid, my player might fit this university. He just didn't put kids in certain university that he know kids wouldn't make it at. There's certain university that he would reach out to and hone in on that know that kid will make it at the university and have a chance to play at the university. And that's why Reggie Douglas is one of the top schools in the state. We're putting kids in school and their players ball out when they get to college. And they still ball now. So I'm just saying, man, like that's why it pisses me off when I see
he gets on more than anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, anything we do as far as, clinics, camps, Pete's the first one to sign up for it. And he doesn't have to do that. But he understands that it takes a village, it takes a community to help these kids out. Like, he doesn't despise some of my Douglas players playing on my 7-on-7 team. Close, go ahead and take them. Do what you do with them. As long as they come back and they're better than when they left, I'm cool with that. All right, I got you. So, I mean, it's just, I don't get it, man. Like, parents, they pick and choose, players pick and choose where they want to go, who they want to mess with. And it's not about that, man. It's you become who you hang around. You hang around the right people with the right attitudes and the right grind. You ain't got no choice but to get better. But you hang around people that you always better than, you ain't gonna get no better. I mean, it's just like me. When I grew up, I always played with older guys because I had no choice. Either I'm going to get stomped on or I'm going to figure it out. So, and that's why, I try to put kids in a position where they're playing with guys better than them because, first of all, it touches their mental aspect of it. Do you really want to play this sport and play this game? Because everybody knows football is a dangerous sport, man. You got to have a certain mentality and a certain mental capacity, man, to play this game and last in this game. So,
how many times did you, when you played, I love asking former players this question, that you sit in your locker room, which a lot of people don't get, and you go, do I really want to be here? Because it's what happens is when they watch college players play,
They see the good.
it looks easy.
man,
and they don't realize it's not easy.
No,
It is I mean, no matter what sport it is in college, no matter what it is in college, it is not easy. It is mental. And it's very physical, very competitive, because when you're balling out your freshman year, then here comes another freshman coming in behind you.
Yeah.
Comes a transfer, in this case, a JUCO.
Yeah.
And how do you mentally stay strong with that? And I think, because when the wife talks about, I already know what y'all do, but I'm more in depth now because she got involved.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I have whispered with each other, right? But my schedule is my schedule, your schedule is your schedule. But what that said is by coming in y'all's camp, what is the main thing that you want that young person to get when they leave your camp? What is the thing that you want them to get on the bus, in the car, and say, what?
I got better. At least a small thing. It could be a step. It could be a technique. It can be a football IQ. Because we've seen situations where, I'm always going to go defensive back situation because that's my baby, is learning different coverages, learning different styles of coverages that they don't get in high school. In high school, man, they only run like 3 covers. They run cover 1, cover 4, and they might run cover 3. But I tell people all the time, in order to play college football as a DB, you got to know cover 2. You got to. Everything's based around cover 2. So when I get kids and I explain to them, and we're going to run a cover 2. Coach, what is that? Y'all run cover 2 in high school? Oh, man. So now I got to reteach and rebrand the basic coverage to prepare them for the next level of college, because when you go to college camps, if you don't understand the terminology of what the coach is talking about, you're going to be in the back of the line.
Yeah.
Because they test you. Like, we've been to camps sometimes. Again, we go to camps and, like, they'll pull out some of our players aside, especially if we got top players that they're looking at. They take them to the coach's office and put them on the whiteboard. I've seen it to see where your knowledge is, because when you go to college nowadays, you don't have that much time to get adapted to college, the college, schemes. They want you to be prepared, because if not, like you said, Cisco, if you're prepared, somebody gonna jump you over. Yeah. Whoever's prepared first is gonna get the field first. So the biggest thing I want them, people to learn is just walk away with something. And
I think what you just said is when we do middle school football, every kid that we have a coach to tell you, I'm not coaching you for middle school.
Right.
I'm coaching you for high school.
Right.
Now, your high school coach should be coaching you for college.
Right.
Because you can't go to high school and then get ready to play high school. You got to be ready to play high school.
Right.
Those are the ones who play. The ones who don't get ready prior to that don't play to their senior year.
Which is too late.
Which is too late. It's the same difference in college. When you step on that campus, mentally, you better know drop coverage. Because I remember a kid making a comment at Frederick Douglass saying, the coach asked me his question my freshman year, and this was my second year there. And the DB coach at Frederick Douglass at the time, he was like, we can't run that coverage. He said, they're in a trips with a single back.
Right.
We can't beat coverage. And he goes, yeah, we can. He goes, no, sir, we can't. He said, we can't be in it because there's nobody to cover the flats, which is a cover 4 if
Right.
you don't get over the top. And he goes, what middle school did you go to? He said, Crawford. He goes, oh, Coach Bryant. Because we change coverage 3 to 4 times before the ball snap.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you've got to
If
know.
you came and watched Crawford,
Yes.
the reason why our success at 47-11 is because
Mhm.
if you do this, we're going to change our coverage. And our kids, we play tight man, loose man, open man, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, cover 1, and you can break the huddle, and we'll change the coverage 2 or 3 times. If you motion, we do that. And it's not me saying, look at my information. It's me trying to prepare that young person for high school. I want my babies to be on the field, but also I want them to say the same thing you said is, I got better.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And when you said that, the light bulb, because that's what you should want. I got better. And I like that term you used. I got better.
And I think that's the part where I was disappointed when my friend was like, well, he's not going to go, because like, even for me, there was a coaching clinic. I was with Kiva and I missed a coaching training today with one of the UFL teams. But every chance I get, I'm getting on because I'm going to learn. And there's no way that a kid, every practice, you learn something new.
Yeah.
There's something that you learn. So what makes you think that you're not going to go amongst coaches that you never met before and think that you're not going to learn something? And I don't understand why parents don't understand that too, that get your kids underneath someone else, other different coaches, so that number one, so that they can appreciate how good their coaches are, because maybe they might go and be like, okay, they don't know what the heck they're talking about, or they're not teaching, but they can go back and appreciate their coaches, or they're going to learn something different. Like you said, they might say the same thing that we might be saying, but just say it in a different way that makes it click.
Yeah.
Before you come in on that, here's the thing also you said. I'm sitting up in the stand and I'm watching that young lady that's from Cincinnati, the one that I thought was very talented.
Okay.
And I don't know her name,
Yeah,
but she caught my attention. Okay. What did you say? You pick up the phone and you say, hey, I got this kid in this camp that's coming to your camp. It is marketing yourself. Market yourself. And because that's one of the biggest pet peeves I have.
Yeah.
If I walk up to your daughters and I say, what's your name? I'm looking at her to say her first and last name.
Right. Yeah.
And that's part of marketing yourself in every situation you get. And plus who knows who? Because you don't know who knows who.
And you get some coaches. Well, you get some coaches say, hey, my roster's full, but I'll call another coach for you because I know you're talented and I know you can contribute somewhere. So it's all about, again, like you said, marketing and nowadays it's branding yourself, but also, man, just again, using all your resources, because you got to use all your resources, because if you don't use all your resources, you're going to be stuck in the mud. And I say people all the time, you're going to be stuck in the mud because you're going to be stuck in one lane versus, spreading your wings a little bit. But a lot of people don't like spreading their wings. And if you don't, again, you're going to be in trouble. And just to piggyback off what you said, as far as with your middle school, I used to coach FBU probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And when we would play this team out of Georgia, and keep in mind, this was middle school, man, they was playing these college-style coverages, which I understood, but I knew why they was doing it. And just like you said, you was preparing for high school, but a lot of them was preparing themselves for high school and beyond, because if you look at guys getting recruited in the state of Georgia, Texas, Ohio, Tennessee, they getting offers, but I ain't saying legit offers, but some of them are. They getting offers as freshmen and sophomores because of the football IQ and how they play on the field and stuff like that. So the more you can instill in these kids, and I'm not saying overwhelm them, but the more you can instill in the kids and they can get it, the better off the kids going to be, because in the day, like I tell my players, and again, I'm going back to my DBs. If I can slow the game down for you as a DB, and not to make you overthink, this how much how much you can play, how good you play during the course of a game. Because playing DB, to me, is the hardest position on the field. Because either you get exposed and you get abused by everybody, or you make plays, nobody give you credit. But regardless, if you understand how to play the game, how to navigate the game, play the head games with the receiver, play head games with the quarterback, the game is a lot easier to play because you gotta figure out a way to get yourself the edge, and you do. So the more I know, the more I can instill in my game, I'm gonna do it. But like you said, when people limit themselves on reps, that's hurting yourself in the long run. It is.
Well, and the funny thing is, I say it all the time. Defensive back's the hardest position. It's the only position, and people look at me because I'm very biased. I mean, I'll be the first. They'll tell you, do I talk to my offense people? I don't say nothing to them. Never have.
Yeah.
Even when I was in high school coaching, I'm a defensive person, 100%. But when I say that, people look at me and say, well, you're biased. It's the only one that has to guard Cheetah, and the only one has to tackle Earl Campbell. Full speed. That's a DB. They're the only one. D linemen don't tackle running backs full speed. Okay, linebackers get them half speed. If they break that line of scrimmage, we're tackling them full speed. And then if we get ran over, they're running.
Full speed.
Full speed. Like, I think they got the advantage there. I mean,
they got the advantage. Yeah, I made a lot of business decisions.
So that's what the word is. Yes. So when you left the camp and the dust settled, what grade level did you give this camp? From 1, well, it ain't gonna be 1. From 6 to 10, what grade level did you give this camp? Meaning the knowledge, the kids went away, the smiles.
I'm gonna give it an 8. And the reason I give it an 8 is because we made it happen despite the lack of bodies we had, which shows the trust we have from other people that's participated and the determination we have as far as make sure we get it done. That's why I'll give it an 8.
No, I gave it a 9.1.
No, that's cool. But I always, I'm like Terri will tell you, like we was on the phone on a Zoom call yesterday for
3 hours.
For 3 hours trying to figure out how to get better. That's just me. Because I'm never satisfied. I'm always trying to figure out, hey, how can we do this better? How can we do that better? What we need to do to, that's why I just said an 8. First of all, I said 8 because of the teamwork that we constructed and made it happen. Because it could have went sideways. It could have, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And like I said, I give kudos to the whole team to make it happen. And again, kids got better. Like I had a couple of parents after me say, man, I had fun. If a kid come to me and said I had fun today, hey, we did our job. The parents like, hey, thank you. He said he had fun. I had a parent call me on Sunday, still talking about, hey, my kid had a blast. He can't wait to go to his next camp.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, we had AZ was at the camp, and so one of our babies was there at the camp. And when he showed up to track practice on Monday, he was talking about just how great of it, because it was his first camp ever, right. And he was an 8th grader, and so and it was a great experience for him.
Yeah,
and he said he can't wait till the next one. And I was like, now when you go to a camp, you kind of know what to expect,
right?
And again, that was the whole point.
Yeah, he is,
and he's a beast.
The gentleman that she's speaking of, he's that guy. He is. I'm not kidding you. He is the most. He gives you 110%. And he plays hard. He's fast. He's athletic. Great kid. Fantastic kid. He just got to make sure that he's around the right people.
Yeah.
Because this day and age as a coach, they don't hold each other accountable. It's like they're afraid to say something to each other.
They're followers.
I mean, I don't know. That is it, but I wouldn't say followers. Is they want everybody to like them.
Yeah, that's it. That's
I mean, because we have our little baseball team, Bryant Station. We have a gentleman, Jordan, who stepped up to be a leader, and we're getting better and better with his help, because as one of the leaders of our team, he's now doing everything fast. So when he says something, they can't say nothing back because he is the leader. And that's AZ. AZ could be that leader because he is talented, right? I mean, I know
he's so coachable.
And he's in. Oh my God!
And I should have brought him to your attention while you was there. While I was there, you probably seen who he was.
He is very coachable,
but he's very coachable, and he wants it.
That's the key right there. If you get a kid that's coachable, man,
he's coachable and he wants it. Because I mean, even when I said something about the camp, I don't know how many texts I got from him. And he's like, can you make sure that you send my mom the link? Okay, when she's getting ready to sign me up, I'll be there. They called me 3 times because, of course, they couldn't find the field, and I had to go outside. But he was like, yeah, I got to be there. And it was just, yeah, he wasn't playing. He was about that guy. Stacy, hey, how are you? And Nikki, thank y'all for being on. I appreciate y'all for being on. But yeah, so I appreciate. So anyway, I just appreciate y'all. And I told my girls, I said, we may have to stay for the guys' camp, but y'all didn't say anything, so we bounced. But if I didn't know you needed more help, we would have went on ahead and stay. But I know that we had been there, I'd already had them there all day. So, but they were prepared. I told them, I said, I think we might need y'all for the boys' camp. I'm not sure. But y'all look like y'all had it squared away. So we went on ahead and bounced.
So has a date been set for next year?
Yes.
Okay. What date is this next year?
March 21st.
March 21st, 2026.
Same venue?
That's up in the air.
That's up in the air.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen though, no matter what. So just be ready. It's gonna happen.
Save the date.
Yeah.
Well, I really believe the girls camp is gonna be bigger.
Man. Yeah.
It's going to be bigger because and I have to go back to that. And you said that, and myself having a stepdaughter come in her life when she was a sophomore, and
and we went and watched her play. Remember when we went to Bowling Green and watched her play flag?
Yeah, flag, and Terri can tell you is I'm for this. I think that whatever influence and the people I know to get this rolling, and that's what we're going to do, because it is unbelievable. Another avenue for young ladies to have a chance to go off to college, and you talked about, if I'm going to give you 50% your grades, he's going to give you the other one. I said all the time, if you ain't got to pay it back, it's called a scholarship.
Yeah.
You want D free, not D.
No.
D free.
Now, what ages is your daughter? You said you had 3.
I got one that's 25 now. She played college soccer. She retired. Okay. I got one that's 21. She's at Syracuse University playing soccer.
Okay.
I got one that's an 18-year-old playing soccer in UK.
Okay.
So yeah, so they still keep me running, but it's fun, man, because when you got you got kids that doing what they love to do, that's what you want, and they love to do what they do, and I just support them as much as I can and let them do what they do. Because especially, as much money as I spent paying for travel soccer, it's paying off. So school is free, so I'm cool with that. But no, it's cool because, like I said, when your kids are doing something they really love to do, I mean that's the ultimate goal at the end of the day. So I'm good with that.
I like.
So Carlos, how does parents get in touch with you to be able to utilize your expertise and your services?
So you can hit me up on Instagram at P2P Sports. P as in Paul, the number 2. P as in Paul again, sports. Hit me up at p2pprep@gmail.com. I give you my number, but usually people hit me up on social media, and
Okay.
I'm easy to find. I mean, you can contact Terri, anybody, pretty much everybody knows me because we all talk all the time. So I'm here to, like I said, I'm always here to assist, guide whatever needs to happen because I'm always make sure, I can be a vessel, man, to make sure somebody accomplishes their dreams and goals. And if it's playing college sports, I'm gonna help you as much as I possibly can.
Now, do you have a podcast as well? I know you're on James Setter's podcast on the
Boss Network,
Boss
yeah,
Network on Thursdays at
7:00 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central.
Okay, and that's called the Boss 2 Network, right?
Yeah, Boss Network, the business, sports, and social network.
Okay, Boss Network. Okay, and then you have one with another gentleman. What is that?
So it's one of my former teammates, and Reggie Russ, who also played at the University of Kentucky. It's called Recruiting 101, and all we do is just talk about the ins and outs of recruiting, our experience. We invite some of our former teammates on to play college football and professional football. And the good thing about them is a lot of them got their sons are getting recruited now too. So now they go from being a student athlete, now being a parent of a student athlete in the recruiting process. So we asked them about their experiences, the good, the bad, whatever's going on. So parents can get a different perspective of not just being a former college student athlete, but now I got to put another hat on because my kids are getting recruited. So it's just a matter of, former UK players, man, giving expertise, their knowledge, and, just trying to give back.
I like it.
I love it. I love it. Well, Coach, thank you for coming on. I
Thank
appreciate it. I love y'all to death. Again, me and Kiva about to be just like this. We just had, matter of fact, I was almost late getting here because I was like, girl, I'm sitting here talking to you, been talking to you for hours, and I need to get home to my podcast.
Kiva,
On Friday, her nephew plays
play
for
for
Jefferson.
yeah,
So she was supposed to game. She'll be back on Friday. So I'll probably see her then. Are you going to the are you coming here Saturday for the Kentucky practice?
No, we got a tournament in Bowling Green.
Gotcha.
I gotta get their schedule. I gotta get their schedule though, because my son-in-law is on the coaching staff now. Yusuf Corker. Yeah, Yusuf Corker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he UK brought him back couple weeks ago. He brought him back a couple weeks ago.
Oh, gotcha. That's your son-in-law. I did not know. I didn't realize that. Okay, good stuff.
Yeah.
Which Bowling Green, Ohio or Kentucky?
Kentucky. We playing at Bowling Green High School in Kentucky. We playing with the Bowling Green Purples, whatever they is they Purples?
Whoa.
I'm just asking.
Where you going?
Bowling Green, what's it called? Bowling Green Purples?
I can tell you what it's called. You ready?
What's it called?
The Bowling Green High Purple. Once a purple, always a purple. Baby.
I got you. We going to your neck of the woods, do a 7v7 tournament, man. So
hey, now I want you to do this to
everyone.
Okay, when you go down there, you keep in mind, you're gonna say wow on their facility.
Okay.
It is second to none. Now, when I say that, people go, okay, whatever. When you go look at their facility, indoor facility, their locker room, the football field, the stadium. If you didn't know, I'm a purple. So, all right. But, yeah. Oh, and by the way, Bowling Green won today in the Sweet 16 as well. They won today as well. So
y'all just legendary, huh? Y'all win state in football, and now y'all just taking over.
No, I'm not making this up.
That's what they do.
Bowling Green wins.
No, I know. I know it's Bowling Green and South Warren.
I
get it. Hold on. Just hold on. Don't.
No. All right, it's time to go. No, there's only one school in Bowling Green.
I got you. No problem. Anytime, man. But we gonna we gonna make it work,
I
man.
love Coach Smith. As South One's head coach. He's a
Okay.
great guy. And that's Chuck Smith, who coached at UK. His
Yeah,
son
I
is the
got
head
you.
football coach. So great guy. I mean, no, real talk. They've done a tremendous job at South One, and okay, I almost giving him a
It's
compliment.
all good. I got you. I got you. But no, like I said, I appreciate you guys having me on. And like I said, we gonna continue to do good work together. And I need to, Cisco get with you more so we can brainstorm, get some ideas, and make this, make this bigger than than what it is right now. So
All right. Well, when you see Mark, the head coach,
uh
when you see him, tell him that I said, "What's up?"
I will.
Okay. All right. And I mean, you're gonna love their facility. You're gonna love because if it rains or something, you go indoors.
Oh, okay. Dang,
Yeah,
man. That's
yeah. They have an indoor facility, 60 yards inside, so it's very nice. You'll like their facility. It's very nice.
Man, we need one of them up here in Louisville, man. Man,
Oh, none of y'all schools have an indoor facility?
hey, nah, man. No.
Wow.
You think me and Ryan be telling you? No, me and Ryan be telling you they ain't got nothing up here. We just not getting turf for real.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Well, Bowling Green just went to turf. They was at Muto grass. It was always pretty, always nice. And then, and I say it again, when you come in and see that facility, baseball, soccer field, everything. I mean, girls, you're gonna love the girls' softball field, the girls' facility hitting indoors, everything. It's a city school, and
Yeah,
everything is first class. And because they believe in sports, brings revenue and brings
I don't
everything up.
understand
yeah,
why
It's huge.
yeah.
administrators don't understand that part of it.
It brings you together. Um, it does. It brings you together no matter what. My wife has been with me, and she can tell you when a purple see a purple. What do we say? We don't say hi. We say once a purple, and the other one go always a purple.
No, I got you. I'll make my introduction and you know let everybody know that I know you and see what they
Yeah,
give. Hopefully, give me a couple free meals while I'm down there.
they'll hook you up. I ain't gonna get you. They'll hook you up. Just don't bring up South One on Bowling Green
No,
schedule,
I'm
please.
good. I'll stay in my place with that one. I got you.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Hey,
All
Coach,
right, appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you coming on. And I know we'll be talking real soon.
Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you guys.
You
Again,
too. Have a good one.
have a good
How you
one.
too?
My guy.
That was nice. That was nice. And I think he hit a lot of points.
Absolutely.
And we've said a few of those points.
Yes.
But he hit a lot of points that people need to open up because this is what this man is doing. You know, like he said, in what makes it even more blessing is he don't have a child in this.
No.
I mean, you know, his babies are
His baby, he
they're
does a
doing
lot for boys, and he doesn't even have any boys.
and then his enthusiasm saying, okay, I'm gonna start this for the ladies, you know, for the little girls. And I think it's fantastic. That's everybody. That's everybody.
Well,
That's part
one of the things that I think I had an epiphany today when I was talking to Jay was, remember when we went to Bowling Green and watched her in the regional play?
Yeah.
And at that time, I did not have the mindset to even think or fathom that flag football could be a college varsity sport.
Yeah, but babe, you got to understand the honor of that. When you say that, you're questioning yourself, but you got to realize God knows when to put it in your mind and your heart to make it happen. Because you can make something happen,
and it's the time is wrong.
Because everything is about, it's the same thing about choosing your university.
Yeah.
And Coach said the same thing. You know, go to this school and you can be, what do you say, a cheerleader?
Yeah.
Meaning watching
the game.
You know, well, I say watching tennis.
Yeah.
You know, the sideline going like this as they're going up and down the sideline. And it's always about that 4 to 5, or in some cases 7 or 8 year college player is put yourself in a position for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
and the connections that you get, and it's different. And I go back to our young person who's, he's going to a JUCO, and he will be somewhere special soon. There's no question. Jordan will be. There's no question, because he can play, and we got a few kids on our team that can play, and that makes a big difference. That makes me excited about that. I guess real quick, I was going to leave, but I'm not. NCAA. Who did you have winning it? Boys tournament.
I never filled out a bracket.
Okay, but in your mind, who'd you have winning?
In my mind,
not now. In the beginning.
In the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I said. In the beginning.
St. John.
St. John. I did too.
I did. I thought Patino was getting ready to get another championship. What third, 14?
I don't know.
I mean, I did.
If I felt like I got to go his way because his team is looking good. So with the young ladies, with USC, the Trojans losing their superstar, and I wish her a speedy recovery. Who did you have in the ladies?
I always had South Carolina.
Okay, who did I have in the ladies?
UConn. UConn look good.
No, I tell you why.
UConn look, and you know what I love? AZ Fudd is coming back another year.
She been there for 10.
It doesn't matter.
Man, they need to go on with their lives.
But they not getting that money like they are,
Man,
and girls gotta get that. So now you gotta go get your graduate degree. You gotta finish your graduate degree.
I think that's
and you gotta get it early.
Okay.
Stacey, you think a lot? Yeah, Stacey, I chose St. John too. I thought St. John and Patino, because it's Patino. He's a Hall of Fame coach and he's good. And I felt like he finally had his championship team. And they just didn't make the shots.
Well, going back to that, because I was good at time on that comment. But the reason why I didn't, because he's a Hall of Fame coach. Calipari's a Hall of Fame coach. Yes, I'm sorry.
And Calipari is a Hall of Fame coach,
okay. but my point is,
I just had more faith.
I felt like when I watched
Patino.
St. John, Patino's on the sideline. Yes, they had this chemistry, and that chemistry was this guy did this job, that guy.
Everybody knew their role.
When Patino was here, in my opinion, and I have to agree with people for people to understand. I got the opinion on this. Is the one thing I liked about Patino, when you looked at his players on the court, they all were different type players. When Cal was here,
they were all the same players.
They basically looked like the same type of players.
Yeah.
And I thought Patino had that chemistry. Because remember back in the day, this guy did the jump shooting, this guy did the dribbling.
Somebody was a defensive specialist. Somebody, yeah.
And this is kind of team that I thought Stace and
everybody bracket got busted early.
No.
Because McNeese State busted everybody's bracket at first, right?
Maybe nobody busted. There's only one team that not supposed to be in the Sweet 16 that's by Vegas, and that's
Arkansas.
That's Arkansas. Everybody else, I mean, think about it. You got 11 seed is the Cinderella team.
That's true.
Because there's no
nobody.
That's a slipper.
Yeah, there's no Cinderella teams that's in the Sweet 16.
I mean, Duke looks very good.
Florida looks good.
Florida looks fantastic.
So right now, I'm torn between. I think Florida looks the best to me right now.
That Houston team
and Houston looks good.
I mean,
yeah, Florida and Houston are the two teams to beat.
And it's going to be exciting.
Yes, Stacey. They Clemson got upset by McNeese State, right? That was really the only real. I guess you're right. That's the only real big upset. But there weren't any really Cinderella teams that got past the Sweet 16 this year.
But how about a little Patino going to St. Xavier University, leaving New Mexico State? You know
when did that happen? Today?
Yeah, today or yesterday.
He's going to St. X in Cincinnati?
Yeah, yes.
I didn't know that.
Xavier. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's leaving New Mexico State, right? That's where he's at. New
Was
Mexico
that where?
State?
I think that's where he was.
Yeah. He's
Because it was really cool because they showed that right after Patino lost, he jumped on a plane so that he can go watch his son's game.
yeah.
And I thought that was so cool.
Well, I mean, if I
And
was
he
a
was-
billionaire, I
I
could
do that too.
That's my child.
Yeah, absolutely. Connie, I think the same thing too. I think Houston looks good too. I agree. I think Houston looks good too. But it's gonna be between Houston and Florida for me. Who's gonna win between Kentucky and Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Because it's hard to beat a team 3 times.
I think the biggest.
And I think Kentucky is just beat up.
No, Kentucky's good.
Injury wise.
No, I think they're where they need to be. The only difference is I hope Butler does what he's done the last 2 times is stop at point guard. Because that young man with the little hair, you know, that young man's nice. That young man is nice.
Yeah.
Their point guard is very nice. He distributes, he can shoot. And so Kentucky, the first 2 games, has stopped that momentum.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is if Mr. West Williams, number 22,
Yeah.
oh my God, if he does another finesse shot around the rim,
Right. Being cute.
being 7 foot tall,
Just
he
dunk
don't
the
dunk the
freaking
ball. I mean, in free throws, we got to hit our free throws,
Yeah.
and we can't miss layups.
And we can't turn the ball over.
You know, I mean, yes, because that's how we won the last game. We turned the ball up. They turned
the ball over.
and we took advantage of that.
Mhm.
Meaning we, as in the University of Kentucky. So they play tomorrow at 7:40. I want to say that's right, or 7:30, something like that.
Well, I'm really disappointed on how the UK women lost.
Okay, my turn. All eyes on me.
Look at my face.
You have no idea how cold it was in this house when they lost. She acted like I played. Didn't talk to me. I'm talking to her. She's, you know, every man that's listening to this, he answers me in one word. Yeah, no. I was like, man, I had nothing to do with the loss. Nothing. But since I was there, she, you know, I took it. We good. We was cool. So that's how she takes it when it comes to the lady. Can I call them the lady cats?
I don't know what they call
I'm
the
calling
Lady
them
Wildcats. Yeah.
Yeah. So the lady University of Kentucky ladies basketball team, but the head man
They
did
had
a
a
great
great job. They broke like 11 records. He's like one of the coaches, national coaches of the year. She won
Remember we met them
at the first game.
football game. What's the assistant coach name?
I forgot.
Remember her name?
Yeah.
Okay. They walked by and he had me at hello because he was so polite. He was very, attentive when people
He
were
was
talking.
approachable.
Very approachable. And it was like
And he
fresh air.
he had heard my story.
He heard your story. Yeah. He brought it up.
Yeah.
He brought it up. Yes.
From when I was on Alan Cutler's show.
Yes. He heard the story and listened to it and acknowledged it.
And acknowledged it. Yeah.
Yes. And also Pope, he ain't done yet, and it'd be nice. Now
I would love.
Now I did feel a type of way when Arkansas won.
Yeah.
I really wanted Kentucky to win. And I want Cal to do well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I do.
I like Cal. Stacey, what is you laughing at?
What's you laughing?
Stacey's laughing. Probably because she said it was cold in the house and how I was acting.
Stacey, it was cold. I didn't do nothing wrong. I put the seat down. I don't know what she's mad at me.
Oh my goodness. I just don't know. So okay, so who do you got? So you said you have UConn winning.
I got UConn winning the ladies. And then I feel
we got 6 SEC teams in the Sweet 16.
I feel like I'm gonna say Florida. I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon and provide me a scooper. And like a friend of mine's, we did 2 brackets.
Mhm.
We did the one in the beginning, and then we did a re-bracket of the Sweet 16.
Okay.
You know, and
Yeah.
taking it home, and they all look good. I think Tennessee looked good. Kentucky looked good.
I mean,
A little
if
oops,
we
a
can
little
stay,
outs.
if Butler can stay healthy.
Because I mean, he does a lot of stuff for us. And
If Butler can stay,
so
he
I'm
plays
excited about
defense.
that.
He handles the ball well. He distributes well. He can score. I mean, he's an absolutely great player. I
I did
wanna,
tell you that Bowling Green High won in overtime.
you did say Bowling Green High won in overtime.
Okay.
Coach Bryant.
Bowling Green
Yeah,
won.
you did say that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna end on this. I'm gonna go back to Juju Watkins. So I literally felt the pain in her knee when she went down because I've gone through that twice, both knees. And I can remember both times when I hurt my knee. So I hurt my left one. I was catching an interception playing flag football. And the second one, I was in Germany. I went up and I came down and I heard a pop. And, you know, the pain is unbelievable. And then it takes a couple of weeks for the swelling to go down. She'll be in a brace for a while. A lot of times you got to wait till the swelling go down before you can really do the surgery. You know, I had my surgeries 2 years apart, but I was back on the court within 7 months. So this was 20 years ago. So technology in this day and age is way better than it was when I got my ACL surgery. So there's no doubt in my mind that these ladies are coming back even stronger from ACL injury. But what I want to do is I am going to do the research to find somebody in this United States that is doing the research on why women are 3 times, or young girls are 3 times more likely to get an ACL tear than men. And so there's got to be something done from a performance coaches or strength and conditioning coaches perspective on what to do to prevent young ladies from getting ACL tears. There's got to be something different in their strengthening regimen so that they can prevent it. Because I'm a perfect example. I've had both knees done, and actually I've had my left knee done twice because I slipped on some ice and I twisted it, and the doctor just took the hardware out and told me to stop playing sports, and that's when I had to give it. But luckily, I still played softball even after that, and I'm thankful for that. Until we started supporting Ty, and then I stopped playing softball, and then I haven't played since then. But it was hard giving up.
Being active. Yeah.
It was really hard being but I am going to look forward to find a guest that we can bring on the show so that is an expert on girls and ACL injuries, so that we can have a conversation about prevention. Because even Frederick Douglass probably could have had a chance of winning the championship game, but their top girl tore her ACL. Their one senior that they had.
Senior,
and then Coach Daniels over at Dunbar's had 4 girls tear their ACL this season.
His own
4, including his own daughter.
Yeah,
tore their ACLs. And so that's just a topic that's definitely dear and near to my heart, because I've done there and I've been there and I've done that. So I felt her pain. I wish I was able to be able to communicate with her, just to give her some words of encouragement. Your girl Becker's Paige tore her ACL. AZ Fudd, which is coming back. Both of those young ladies from UConn have both tore their ACLs, and now they've come back stronger and they're balling out. And so there's no doubt in my mind. I don't know if So she's a sophomore. This is her junior year next year. For girls, you can go ahead and get your degree and come out. I think Juju is one of those young ladies that's good enough where she can come out. and oh, mine too, but Terry's period. Oh yeah, where she can come out early, and I think she can be able to play in the WNBA right now. Hey, Gridiron Beauties, thank you. The WNFC kicks off this Saturday on March 29th. The WNFC is the other women's tackle football league that is available. There's like 3 or 4 leagues. I'm a part of the WFA, but the WNFC kicks off this Saturday. So if you can go to what's the website? WNFC.com, maybe. I'm not sure. But make sure you guys go and find you a women's tackle football team that you can support. So you got the UFL going on, and then you also have WNFC. So we still got football going on for all you football people like us that love football all year round. It never stops. It never stops for me. It never stops. Gridiron Beauties, thank you so much for reminding me of that, so that I can make sure that I plug women's tackle football, because I'm all about women's tackle football.
Well,
Let's get it.
You're not the only person. I ain't about women's tackle football.
Oh, how do you watch it? You can watch it via Victory Plus Sports on network. Thank you again. So make sure you guys tune into a Victory Sports Network. Google it, and so that you can get the schedule and see if there's a women's team close to you, and please go out and support those young ladies. So one thing about us on our first game, what I'm looking forward to is that we had 3 young ladies that had won MVPs. We had a offensive, defense, and then we had a hustle award. And we're looking forward to those young ladies coming to our game. And I think they're going to do it. We're going to try to see if they can do a coin toss or something like that, so that we can acknowledge them at the game. And then, of course, all of the girls that attended the flag showcase out of at Kentucky State this past weekend, if they show up to a Derby City Dynamite game, they are allowed to get in free.
Okay.
So
that's pretty nice.
Absolutely.
It is.
All they got to do is just wear the camp jersey, Derby City Dynamite game, and they will be able to get in free. So I'm looking for that's going to be fun. And I hope the young ladies come out to do that. But there was 4 coaches that were there, college coaches there, very, very nice guys. I communicated with all of them. And I'm excited. I thought Lindsey Wilson coach was be here, but he wasn't here. And I think Midway is starting a team in 2026, so that's why they didn't show. But I'm excited about Campbell's. Campbellsville's coach was he was all in the mix of everything on the field, and he was very intentional with seeing who he wanted to see, and the feedback that he gave us was just he would just like to see more competition. So the next time we have a camp, we'll pull back on the one-on-ones at the beginning of the camp, so that we can have more opportunity for competition at the end of the camp.
I thought that the competition would, to me, is not really 7-on-7.
Right, but the little one-on-one drill, yeah.
I mean, quarterbacks throwing one-on-one, because that's usually how you set up 7-on-7. And I still say, I don't know the young lady's name. The one I said is athletic, and I think she lost a race or something. You say your girl lost. Remember?
Oh yeah, yes.
And I was like, no, she didn't lose. But she's very talented.
She's very talented.
4.0 GPA. She's gonna play either soccer or volleyball in college. And so, I mean, that right there just tells you athleticism. It doesn't have a gender.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty cool.
So our closest WNFA team is the Tennessee Trojans. Okay, cool. So because WNFC doesn't have. I know the Derby City Dynamite is the only tackle football team in the state of Kentucky. So that's the team that I am affiliated with, and then we also have teams in Cincinnati and a new team in Indianapolis, and we also have a WFA team in Nashville as well. So Gridiron Beauties, thank you, ma'am. Big match against the Texas Spartan and Kansas City. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. Yeah, I might have to tune into that one. I hope they record. Is it on? If it's on, I hope it's on YouTube or something, so I can go back and record it. So thank you for letting me know that, because I'm gonna go. I'll make sure that next week when we're on, I'll do a better job of having those schedules and stuff together. Because
No, I mean everything's good, man. I mean, giving people information on what they need, and I keep telling you, do a great job. So with that said,
all right, well, we're done, babe. You got anything else?
no, I'm just gonna say that Deuce, the star quarterback for Bowling Green High, hit the winning shot in overtime for Bowling Green High to advance in the Sweet 16.
Deuce Bailey.
Yes.
Now has he committed?
Yeah. No, I think he decommitted and committed somewhere else.
Okay.
So next week I'll have an information.
Okay.
And that's all kinds of information on where kids are going. We'll have all that.
Oh my goodness.
Too.
Because Kentucky had 3 girls going to the transfer portal today.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that Tyler decided to go into the transfer portal, because she was one of the 2 that came back.
Well, sometimes you go in to see who's interested.
To see if
anybody get a verbal commitment. Okay, I have until when to get out of it.
Right. Gotcha.
So
okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you, Stacy. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your support. Stacy's my girl. I can't wait to meet you at our meetup in Cleveland in July.
Did I okay that?
You did, because I'm hosting a clinic, and you said yes.
I did.
Yes. Thank you, sweetheart. You have a good weekend. But so yeah, that's it.
All right.
We good?
We're good.
All right, y'all. So I've had it all the way down here to our sponsor. I want to say, shoot a highlight to our sponsor, the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame. That is our baby boy. We just put in some work with the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame these last couple of weekends. So we have some announcements that is getting ready to come up on, what date is that? April the 26th, I think. They have a huge announcement coming up. I think we're going to announce the 2025 class of the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame. And I can't wait to find out who that's going to be.
Okay.
Because I already know. But I can't wait for y'all to find out who that's going to be.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Speaking of that, I got to go send Jennifer, I'm going to do that email to you right now if you're still on. Anyway. When is it? April 26th? Yeah, April 26th.
Thank you.
April 20th. Thank you, Connie. Yeah, so April 26th, that announcement is getting ready to come out. We're getting ready to do our press conference for that. And we got another great class coming.
Well, I mean, you can't beat Lexington talent.
You can't beat Lexington talent.
It is
unbelievable.
It's nice.
It's unbelievable.
And we say that not being Lexingtonians.
Not being Lexingtonians.
Yeah. I think talent is pretty good.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for my sponsor, the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame, where legends shine. This is the website right here.
www.
If you have somebody that you want to be nominated, you can go to the website, and there should be a nomination form there. And that will be open until the deadline is October the 31st in order to be considered for the class of 2026.
Right. And that's what people gotta go do.
You got to do that, because a lot of people, let me tell y'all something. Yeah, go ahead, baby.
Okay. What did I do yesterday at 4 p.m.?
I don't know.
I would have to tell you.
You would have to tell me.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You don't come at us unless you give us that information, because it's a lot that we're going, oh yeah, and it's pretty cool.
Because you know who I just found out about? I heard of Byron Ingram. He's deceased. Bless his
yeah,
heart.
you talked to his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's who you talked to.
Yeah. And did not know that he should probably be in.
Johnny Carson now.
Yeah, I did not know that. Anyway, so we're out. We'll see y'all next week. What is the date next week?
I don't know.
Because 2 weeks from so not next week, but the week after that, Ooh, I got a bomb guest for y'all on the 9th. The bomb guest.
Well, why don't you just tell them so they can get ready for it?
Coach Marion Washington. Hall of Fame coach.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame coach.
Second and
At
none.
second and none. Absolutely. So, Coach, so make sure. So, good night, Stacy, and y'all have a great week. Bye, Connie. Love you.
And everybody.
And everybody else
that
that,
didn't-
that don't ever show y'all face, or if y'all came and watched the replay, thank y'all for being on. We
appreciate
love
it.
you, and we appreciate y'all.
Hey, go Purples.